Hello everyone, so it is true the Magia Record game is shutting down. We have reached end of service, which is not actually as bad of a piece of news that you might think, and I'm gonna get to that why in this video. First off, it's gonna shut down on the 31st of July, that's when it's gonna shut down. The DMM PC version is gonna shut down on the 1st of July, but no one should be playing that because the DMM version is just an emulator basically that just starts up and then plays the game for you. But if you're playing the game on an emulator through DMM, why don't you just play it through an emulator directly? Because that way you don't have to you don't have to deal with DMM. And DMM is a platform that just throws 10 billion ads in your face, so just play an emulator directly. Anyway, so on 31st of July, Magia Record will come to an end. That is true, and they have put up a little bit of a schedule as to how exactly it's going to go down. So we have a special gacha that is going to be running where you every day get a free 10 roll on this gacha, and in the gacha you can decide what character will be rate up. It's one of those anniversary things where you just select, okay, I want this character to be on rate up, and then you have that character on rate up and you can switch at any time, and the pity timer will carry over, no worries. And that will be going on from now every day until the end. And then there's also some story going on, an event story. There will be a battle museum, a Beyond Magia, which is basically the last Magia, which was the special raid event against Walpurgisnacht. That will be coming back for one time. Then another Kagome event rerun, some other thing. Aina's Atelier, like we're gonna get one last batch of character witches, awesome. We're gonna get one last Mirror's ranking tournament, interestingly enough. And then we're also gonna get a last Kimochi and a last final story, which is probably just gonna be like a handful of days of just some pieces of stories to end Magia Record, okay? And they've also mentioned that there will be like a sort of archive app like we had on the NA version once Magia Record ends, where as soon as Magia Record ends, you can still go into the app and load the app, but if you do that, you will have like sort of an archive version where you can just look through every single character and probably Memoria too that you own, just to look at them again if you want to. But more importantly, and this is where it gets interesting, you can get a transfer code. This is where all the positive stuff comes out. Everything so far is pretty bummer, but let's look forward, because right, this is where it gets good. So there'll be a sort of transfer code that you can get from the end of Magia Record. Like, I think they probably give it towards the end, and if not, you can get it from the archive app that Magia Record will turn into. And basically, you log in with your regular Magia Record transfer ID and password, so make sure you have that on the ready, which you should have anyway. And then you can, aside from the archive function, get this transfer code. And this transfer code, you're going to write down, you're going to have this transfer code, and then when Magia Etc. launches, you're going to go into Etc. and you're going to put in that transfer code. And you're going to get special bonuses from this data transfer from your old Magia Record account to your new Etc. account. How exactly is this going to work? Like, what exactly will be put over? Probably not characters. Like, you're not gonna if you have a 4-slot Kyoko right now, you're probably not gonna get a super premium Kyoko when Etc. launches, because that would kind of defeat the point of Etc. if you could already have all the characters. But I assume that there will be maybe something like archive information, like which information you can bring over, or art pieces you can bring over, or maybe you just get a bunch of premium bonuses like extra currency or whatever, or some other stuff that you get to gain a head start in front of everyone else who didn't play Magia Record before. So you'll be having a much better start into Etc. when you use this transfer code, probably. I say probably because you don't actually know exactly what it does, like I said, but it will probably be something like that, okay? So this will be this special transfer code, so make sure that you do all of that. Now, what else will be there? Well, in Magia Record itself, there won't be anything else, but we know that Magia Etc. is going to launch sometime later this year, and we have the transfer code for it. And it seems like possibly that in some way Magia Etc. might be tying into Magia Record in some way. And I say that because this sort of transfer code thing made my ears perk up a little bit. Like, what is there to transfer if nothing in Magia Etc. has to do with Magia Record, unless there is stuff in it that has to do with Magia Record? In that case, transfer would actually make sense to have some info that carries over. And I do have this idea about what Magia Etc. might be like, and my idea is that, similar to how many other gacha games work, is it's possible that in Magia, etc., you play as some no-name character who gets thrown into various timelines and dimensions where you like go through a magic door and you pop up, let's say, in the Walpurgisnacht fight, where you help the PMHQ fight against Walpurgisnacht, and then you go to another timeline and it's the Susanne event, and you go through all of the Susanne stuff. You go through Tart Magica, for example, maybe you go through the Magia Record timeline with your special OC character or whatever. Something like this may be possible because so many gacha games out there work very similar to this, where you just thrown between different timelines and dimensions just to help out every single character, and this is how they could get every character in that exists in Magia, in Madoka Magica, into Magia, etc. So that would be one way of doing that. There's one thing. Now you might be wondering, what about the Discord server? So we have this big Discord server about Magia Record, and what is going to happen to that? Well, if we take a look over to it, we have the great Magia Record Discord server, and I already have put this in. I think I showed this off last time as well. We have the Magia, etc. tab right here, which will be the new home for Magia, etc. For everything that you're gonna have to worry about when it comes to Magia, etc. It's gonna be right here, and it's gonna basically everything that happened with Magia Record is gonna happen again with Magia, etc. on this Discord. So all the people that you're hopefully great friends with, they're gonna still be here. I'm still gonna be here, of course, with all of my buddies, and we're gonna rock this shit when Magia, etc. comes out. And of course, we're gonna make all kinds of guides and tutorial videos. We're gonna talk about strategies and stuff. We're gonna make sure that everyone can get into the game with the best start they can possibly have with our transfer codes from Magia Record. And basically, it will be like nothing changed from Magia Record. Yeah, I don't like that Magia Record has ended, but at the same time, I'm also really excited about all the new cool shit that Magia, etc. might bring to us, especially because it's gonna be a 3D game that is coming out in a post-Genshin universe, because after Genshin Impact, most gacha game developers realized that, hey, wait a second, if you want to make really big bucks, how about we just make a good game? So it's possible that etc. might be following that sort of idea, and I hope it does. So yeah, that's basically the future for that. Is there anything else you need to talk about? Probably not. So yeah, our server will become a Magia, etc. server in the future. Everything just continues. For now, we're just going to be switching from the predecessor to the successor. That's basically all that's going to happen. So hope to see you guys there, and if not, then I still want to say thank you everyone who has been on this journey with me, with us, with everyone in this community. I hope to see you again in the future in some capacity or another. See you then.